actually haven't finished a single map, have we?
No, we finished the first one. We failed it, but we finished it.
We did fail it. Hey everyone, Peter here with the CitrusBros, and...
Hey, what's up guys? It's Captain Riptide, your favorite Citrus brother. We're doing cool, calm podcast mode.
Yep, tonight we're doing episode 3 of the podcast, so it looks like this one is child labor, because we are 16. So yeah, there's I guess our first issue. What do you think about child labor?
Child labor. You know, I hate children. They just have way too much energy, and they're so loud, like... I just put them all to labor as far as I'm concerned.
Well, see, I mean, I think it's a good idea to let children work, you know, teach them some work.
Actually, we shouldn't start here because there's that's where we're going to be walking a lot, so we should go somewhere else first. You know,
let's get all the body parts first.
Here, we'll start here in this corner, Peter.
Well, I was going to say, let's get the body parts because that's right next to the furnace, so that's not like going to be too hard, you know.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, no, like I was gonna say, you know, child labor ain't too bad. You know, it teaches children work ethic. Definitely not like, you know, don't make them go work in the mines, but, you know, have them do little things, mow the lawn, things like that. Maybe work at...
They gotta work.
What?
They gotta work, you know? They keep being freeloaders to their parents, and then they grow up and they're used to being freeloaders, so they're useless to the government. What the?
What happened?
What the? Everything's red, dude. Look at this.
No, yeah, it was... Oh, I think I threw a flare in there.
Oh, okay. I was like, why? Is this gonna blow up? Am I gonna die?
No. Oh.
Alrighty, so... Peter, do you know what really pushes my buttons?
Grinds or gears, yes.
People cutting lines. So, for the audience, I'm an engineer. I travel for work. I'm currently in beautiful... sunny, low IQ Mobile, Alabama, where if you don't drive a big truck, your dick is small. And I needed to get some McDicks for food. Should I say McDonald's for YouTube? I needed to get some McDonald's because, you know, I get per diem, so the company pays me to eat. And because my only options are fast food, I went to McDonald's. And I'm literally waiting. You know how McDonald's has those lines that split into two?
Yeah.
So I was waiting, like, in the middle because I wanted to see who would go first. And while I'm waiting there, this bitch just pulls into the second line right in front of me. And I just can't believe she cut me in line.
See, I think they really should, like, fighting should be legal. Like, if you and another adult consent to a fight, it should be legal.
I know, but that would have been kind of mean because it was like some lady. I would have, like, just beat her ass for no reason.
Dude, well, they need to, like, that's complete bullshit. Like, especially bad drivers. Bad drivers piss me off. The only time I'm ever mad is if I'm on the road and people are driving really slow. Like, dude, take the bus. You know, you're gonna do everyone a favor.
You know, that actually segues into the next topic I wanted to talk about. Sorry. This actually segues into the next topic I wanted to talk about. F the police. You know, like, why are all these shitty drivers still on the road? Like, what is their job exactly?
Well, the cops are corrupt. Like, if you, like, towards the end of the month, there's one thing I learned. If you see a cop moped, and I mean, it depends on, like, what type, you know, what part of the city or, like, what part of town you're in, but if there's a cop moped, you want to obey every law that's in existence. Like, if you can't spit on the sidewalk, don't spit on the sidewalk, because what that means is they're trying to hit their budget, you know, how they have goals. They're trying to hit their goal, and they have to hit it. Like, I remember this one time, it was maybe like, you know, 2-3 days before the end of the month, I'm driving, and I see one cop moped. That day, I saw like 5 or 6 people get ticketed and pulled over. I have never seen so many people get ticketed or pulled over in a week, yet alone in a day. So, the whole, like, I think the whole legal system...
right, is that here's this person whose only difference between you and I is that they wear a uniform, and thus I have to respect them, and in return they get unlimited power to do whatever they want.
God, dude, it's spinning around. What the fuck?
Dude, just all these bullets everywhere.
Dude,
oh
how
my
did you get this in the water?
This game, man, this is perfectly balanced. Oh, so Peter, this is a question. So if you were about to get married, how would you feel if your wife didn't want to change her last name? Or your fiance, rather?
I mean, I guess it depends on the reasoning. Like, I don't know, like, it kind of makes, like, I don't know, like, here, give me, like, an example, give me a scenario.
Okay, well, let's do the obvious scenario. She's a feminist and doesn't want to change her last name to take
then
down...
I wouldn't be dating her. There we go.
Okay, well, then how about the other one? Proud of her last name. Maybe it's only daughters, so she wants you to change your last name.
Yep, wouldn't do that. I'm not changing my name.
Okay, and then the final one, what about a professional situation?
That's maybe. Because, see, the thing is, it's like, I mean, to me, last name is just the last name, you know? It's, like, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, if the kid has my name, then, yeah, you know, like, I'll be fine with that. But if she's, like, you know, for a professional reason, or, I don't know, for some reason that kind of makes sense, and I guess in a financial way, that I could see supporting that. What about you?
For me, I would understand professional. It'd be like only in the professional world, but legally changes her name. That'd be like, I think that's like a very good compromise. Because, you know, like girls, the thing that's very important for them that guys don't understand is the engagement ring. So like the compromise to me is like, hey, like, you know, if you don't want to change your last name, then I'm not going to get you a good engagement ring.
Yeah, in Iceland, they kind of go off of the old system. For example, you know, let's say I have a son. So his last name, oh, you just killed me. You just somehow killed me.
Nice.
I died. So anyways, if I have a son, his name would be Peter's son. You know, like the son of Peter. And that's what they did a lot in, like, you know, back in the day. So, I mean, it kind of depends, you know, like in some cultures, I guess last names have a lot of meaning, like definitely the Western world. In Spanish lands, you can have like 15 last names or something, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, we do hyphenation, and in my opinion, if you hyphenate your last name, you're an even bigger cuck than the guy who just took the woman's name.
This one, and this might be more of just a rant. Alright, so it's not as big in the States yet, but so you go to the store, right? And you know how they like always want you to like recycle and be like earth, right? Okay, so get this, like let's say, because over here it's like, well, you buy Pepsi, let's say the 2-liter thing of Pepsi is $1, right? So you go up to the cash register and you pay $1, and then you pay like 25 cents in recycling fees. It's like a deposit, and you get most of that back. I think like you get the deposit. So anyways, let's just say, to make it simple, let's just say you get all of the money back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, like what do you think about that? Do you think it's
I hate that so much. I hate the government like forcing me to recycle, you know? Like, there's people who want to recycle, and there's people that don't, and I hate it when the government feels the need to make me do something.
Well, see, I'm all pro recycling. Like, yeah, the planet's getting fucked, and I'm all pro recycling. The problem is, like, it's just, I think that whole thing is just bullshit. It's just a way for corporations to, like, make money, and the government to say they're doing something good. So if you think about it,
Again, it's not the thought that pisses me off. It's the execution. You know, like I think people should be free to choose whether or not they want to recycle. And you know, for some people, it doesn't make sense. And why should I have my taxpayer dollars going for something I don't really care about?
Well, what I'm saying is that, like, exactly, you don't know, because it just says recycling tax. Like, do you guys actually put that money towards recycling? I don't know. I don't think they do. Like, you know, just another tax.
In Philadelphia, the government pays for recycling, and apparently like 80% of it is just thrown in a landfill because it's more than the plants can handle.
Yeah, that too. And then the other thing is like, okay, so if you are actually going to be serious about this, like, instead of making me recycle, like, instead of making me pay the stupid fee every time, you know, have, like, it's not that hard. I can go to the store and have me bring the exact same, you know, Coke or Pepsi bottle, and then let me just fill it up instead of paying the fee every time. Because
or Like, you know, the thing is you should be incentivized. Right now it's like negative incentivization. It's like if you want back some of the money, you have to recycle it. I think it should be it should be more like it costs more, but you're actually going to be getting a cheaper product if you recycle. It should be incentivized. It shouldn't be like yeah, you have to pay for this bottle, and if you want the money back, you have to recycle it.
How does that keep blowing up, dude? No, I think it's really stupid, because, yeah, I'm like, dude, if you guys want me to actually, like, I feel like they're just doing it to, like, you know, put a tax, make more money, because if they wanted to actually change it, it's like, dude, just, it's not that hard. Like, every restaurant ever, like McDonald's, you go to McDonald's, you can fill up a you know, if you go to Wendy's, a large Wendy's drink is like 1.2 liters. A bottle
or you should be able to return the bottle where you bought it. Like, what if I bought a soda at 7-Eleven? I should be, like, here, I'll give you my old bottle and you give me 20 cents off my next one.
Yeah, or they should just, like I'm saying, they should just let you fill it up. That would just make it so much simpler. Because then that gets rid of the bottle altogether.
The bottle middleman.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. We're cleaning up a sewer. Oh, so something I wanted to talk about is the wage disparity. How 50% of people make less than $40,000 a year.
Did we talk? See, one thing I feel like we mentioned last time is if you're an American, you're basically in the top 1% of the entire world.
I know, and even then in America, you can still have like way less money.
Yeah, no, I think, you know how I feel about the whole wage disparity and all that. See, people say we live in capitalist society, but we live in a socialist society for the corporations. See, people might think I hate the corporations. I love big corporations. I always support them. But if you're going to be capitalist, it should be true capitalism. If your company needs a bailout, no, just, you know, that means you failed. Why? Like, you know, you don't see me spending my money on, like, phones and cars and then being like, oh, I lost my job, I can't pay my bill. Hey, government, can I get, like, $100,000 and just pay off my house and all my bills? No, you declare bankruptcy. Like,
I just think that a lot of people just try to pretend like they're more wealthy than they are and live in like a better financial situation than they do. You know, and the corporations, I think, love that. Like, you know, you're living outside of your means. You look at everyone rich, you know, they're not driving Bugattis. Like, and when I mean rich, I mean the mega rich, the ones that are rich compared to the rich. Like, you know, they're not driving Bugattis. They're not wearing Gucci clothes. They look like they're broke, you know? Apparently, once you go above, like, once you're in upper middle class, like, you know, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, your status is determined by how much money you donate. So it's like a competition between who can donate more money to different causes.
What do you think about brand items?
What do you mean by that?
Like, let's say there's, I don't know, let's say there's a water bottle, right? There's a normal water bottle that's like $40, and they're like, you know, Yeti, they're like $40-50, but they're good quality. And then there's a Supreme water bottle that's like $200. Like, you know, branding, like basically people buying stuff.
I think it's a good marketing strategy, and it sells stuff to the sheeple who have to pretend like they have like good products, you know? I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with branding. I think if a brand makes a good product, you know, by all means, but, you know, some products aren't good, like Supreme. It's like not even a good product, but people just pay a lot of money because it's exclusive.
I mean, they're definitely geniuses in marketing. You know, like, I'll give them that. Like, they definitely know how to sell their product, but it's like, dude, do you really need to pay 10 times, if not more, for the exact same thing you can get just because it has a name on it? Like, at the end of the day, you know, it's like, it's just a name. Like, that's all it is.
Dude, I can't pick up this bucket. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's funny, because I just spent like $150 on a pair of shoes, and the best part about it is they don't have a brand marker on them.
Well, see, with shoes, so like, I see like branding and quality different, because sometimes, you know, like, I used to buy those cheap shoes at Payless, but then they rip within like 3 months.
Yeah, shoes is like the one thing you definitely want to invest in. Like the pair I bought was like handmade leather. You know, it's like it's not a shoe for the next 2 years. It's a shoe for the rest of your life.
And yeah, that's for $150. That's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But oh, actually, another thing, kind of about branding, is did you know all sunglass companies are owned under one company?
Oh, I believe it. Just like all car companies are owned under 3 companies.
Mm-hmm. Well, the sunglass companies, like all of that. So is there's Oakley's? What else is there?
Ray-Bans.
Yeah, Oakley's, Ray-Bans. I think like 90% of them, they're all owned by this Italian company. I forgot the name, but they're all owned by the same company. So it's like, you know, it's like at that point, it's like it's not really, you know, like you can say you're buying the better brand, but at the bottom, you know, at the end of the day, they're made in the same factory.
Well, I wanted to talk about how small the world is. So I've been working on a music project for the last couple of years, and I went on Craigslist and found a guy who wanted to sing for me, and he sent me this demo that was really good. He's like, yeah, I want to work on the project. And so I told my bassist, I also play in a band, and the bassist of that band is helping me record it. I told him, and he's like, yo, I think I know this guy. And it turns out that he auditioned for a band he used to play in.
Oh, damn.
So, like, it was just crazy to me how, like, small everything was, that he could meet this guy again randomly because I met him on Craigslist. So a YouTuber who plays this game called World of Warships, which I used to be obsessed with for a little bit. I ended up quitting it because it's like just so poorly monetized. Like I hate it when me, the customer, I feel like I'm being scammed. You know, like I put all this money in the game, and once I stop paying the monthly fee, it's like I have nothing. Like, you know, like, should I have something for all the time and money?
Well, they only have, I mean, because they don't have a huge player base. They have, like, well, maybe 20,000 people that are always online. So let's say 100,000.
It's like not a big community. And even then, there's only one game mode. You're playing PvP on a few different maps and 2 different game modes for hours. And that's it. That's all you do. And it's like kind of like, that's what kind of started making me angry. Is there's like no content here, you know? And then they do a poor job balancing stuff. So they have to stop selling stuff in the market, but it's too late because all the whales already bought it. So they have a ship that's just objectively better than yours. But what I wanted to talk about was that YouTuber. Imagine if, like, your popularity was only based off of a single video game, you know? Like, that's got to be scary.
Well, but then the same thing about that is it's also they'd be a lot more loyal to him because, you know, if that's the only game you do, then the people that watch that are going to be very loyal to you.
Well, no, they come to watch you because you do that video game. Like, I feel like you can't do anything else. You have no choice but to keep doing that game.
That's true also. Because, yeah, you couldn't, you probably, because, yeah, if you started doing a different game, you wouldn't be known in that game community. You just keep tossing this shit.
Yeah, there's a lot here. It's a long walk. You're helping me a lot.
But yeah, if you do a different game, you wouldn't be known in that community.
You should clean this room because you're the one who's recording. And I'll just take care of the trash.
Oh, here, I'll just grab a trash can. This one's not that full. We can both do it.
I'll get you a new one. Just you know, fill it up and leave the trash. I'll ferry it to the furnace. I'll get you everything. And just bring anything that's too big for the bucket. Just leave it outside. I'll take care of it.
I'll just toss it out. But yeah, did you want to keep going about that?
What were you saying?
About Flamu. Well, I was saying that, like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to, if you started recording a different game, you wouldn't really be popular, like, because, you know, no one...
Yeah, because another one, they're in the same clan as Flam Boss. And he's, like, this really nice dude who just uploads stream extracts. Like, he'll leave a little bit of the stream every now and then. And, like... he will play a different video game every now and then, and I literally never watch those videos, and those videos have way less views than his normal World of Warships videos. You know, like, this guy couldn't branch out even if he wanted to, and, like, he's amazing at the video game, and, you know, like, fun to watch, but, like, he's just so closely tied to that game, he can't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, what I've noticed is it's like... Yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, PewDiePie, he does all types of games, doesn't he? And he's like the most successful
He actually doesn't game anymore, really. He's rebranded himself a couple times, which is crazy. Because, like I said, that's kind of what we're talking about, is rebranding yourself. And if you're known for one thing, it's really hard to move out of there.
Well, what does he do right now?
He does just sort of like meme content. You know, he talks about good memes and stuff. I'll take that body part from you since that's huge.
Yeah, no, I've seen. You know what I don't like? I have never liked those videos where it's like, I don't know, top 10 Reddit, you know, ask Reddit, and then it's just a guy reading off like the things that he found funny. I'm like, dude, like I don't know. I judge those people.
Here, just leave this here. LOL.
I judge those people because I'm like, oh my god.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm like, dude, you guys could like, you know, go on Reddit and read this yourself. Like, you can sort it by the top. Like, I don't know, and I feel like at the same time, because they're not really making their own content, they just most likely have a really good voice. Because you're literally just stealing other people's content. You know, you're stealing their questions, you're stealing their answers, and you just have a voice that you read it off. Like, I feel like that's not any skill at all, you know?
I know, but I mean, they got famous doing it, so like, they must know something.
Be like, so Marion, what do you think about washing machines? It's like, well, you know, it doesn't make sense to me, because, you know, like, the washing machine takes dirty clothes, but it makes them clean, but where does all that dirt go?
Yeah, well, you know, my real question is, how is all that soap that we're throwing on our clothes good for the environment, you know? Because it eats the dirt, and then, you know, so then that goes down your drain, this emulsified mixture. How is that good for the environment?
Well, see, how does the soap know when to stop? Like, how does it know this is dirty? And it is like, what
oh, you're right. How does it know that, oh, this is paint on the shirt, I'm not going to clean this off?
Exactly.
But it sees your stains. Asking the question, I'll take that from you, just leave it there. Asking the questions that nobody else wants to ask.
If you guys played... Dude, this water looks green under this light. Bro, these lamps are trash. Fuck these lamps. Anyways, if you play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1, right? And when you go on Tatooine, you gotta do some side quests. So, if you dock to, I think, one of the raiders, yeah, the Tusken Raiders, I think one of them tells you is what happened was Tatooine was a jungle planet, and they were like actually advanced in technology. Like, they were an advanced civilization, the Raiders, right? And then what happened was all these like Force people, you know, so like the Jedi and the Sith and whatever, so like all the Force wielders came to Tatooine. This was like way before even Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So they come there and they basically enslave the Tusken Raiders. And then what happens is they get into a war, and then they drop a nuke on Tatooine, making it, you know, the desert that it is. And so that's why the Tusken Raiders, they're so afraid of technology because of that. You know, their whole civilization got wiped out by technology, and that's why they're like, you know, kind of very like anti-technology and very also like stupid. So that's
part that they shoot anyone and everyone. The thing is, you can't trust Star Wars lore, because like anyone and everyone was allowed to write Star Wars lore, so like there's really nothing that is canon because everything's canon.
Alright, well guys, yeah, so I think this is the first one that we actually got like a really deep clean on, so let's go ahead and sign out. Oh hey, we got promoted, dude.
Nice.
And I'm 17 now. So it took us a year to clean that up.
Alright.
Alright, well, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, any final comments, Captain Riptide?
No, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to our podcast.
Yep, we'll see you next time.